Oh, here we go.
Take on so long, just where, who cares? As long as, baby, it's somewhere that we can get lost in the right direction. No name towns without addresses, dirt road, cornfield, goat nets, miles from a city, old nets, four wheels, a 3-day weekend, 2 cars, one exception. There's no wrong way to get lost. Yeah, there's no wrong way to get lost in the right direction.
I was reminded from last week's video that I didn't show you the state of the car from all those scratches and everything. As it turned out, it wasn't a hell of a lot worse sound than what it actually did. I don't know whether they'll actually pick up, but there's just some superficial scratches that will, most of them should buff out. More along the edge here of the window, more stone chips than anything. There's one here. What's there? What copped most of it was the flares, front of the bull bar. What's around here? And there's water on there. We had a bit of rain last night, but not too bad. I mean, I say not too bad, but if you had a brand new car, you'd be crying. But the majority of these will buff out, so it wasn't too bad considering all the noise and what we actually went through. Yeah, from those scratches on the car that we went down Sandy Cape, Matt gave me an idea. Well, he told me they'll buff out with Brasso, of all things. So I was a bit dubious, but we did it and it was brilliant. They came up, can't see, there's no scratches at all anymore, just a light buff. They came out even on the bull bar. It came out really well. And then afterwards we did a bit of a ceramic coat. Good as new. Yeah. So if you got light scratches on your car, I wouldn't do it on a new car, but on these ones, yeah, buff it up with some Brasso and it'll take all the scratches out. And then hit it with some ceramic coat. I'm happy with it. Beautiful. And if you got a shock from the glow of the head, Sylv was going to cut my hair the other day. Probably already seen Instagram and stuff. Yeah, the clippers, I always said at 1, but we hit them a bit hard and they went down to 0, so off it came. Doesn't matter, all good. Alright, time's come, do a run through with the Effie. I had heaps of questions about it, so what it is, it's a 2005 Ford F250 Super Duty. It has a 7.3 litre power stroke, they say Cummins, but it's an actual international engine, which is quite cool, because I can actually get parts for the motor. Heavy machinery, a farm shop where they do farm equipment and stuff like that. So from there, I'll give you a run through of what it's all about. Alright, so we'll start at the front. ARB deluxe bull bar, just a single hoop. All this came with the car when I bought it. I haven't spent much of my own coin on it, which is pretty tops because it costs a shitload to put all this on. So yes, the ARB bull bar, 15,000 pound Sherpa winch, just a couple of great white spotties, white bar, as haven't really used them yet. Underneath we have a couple of tow hitches, which are bloody, I don't think they're going to break at all. We have ARB heavy duty diff brace or diff protector. Everything else is standard under here, although as you can see, it's bloody huge. Everything is big under this thing, which is why I like it. I don't know whether you can see, still got sand marks and stuff on it from our latest beach drives. Just a basic flare. The wheels are 16 by 8, and the wheels are pretty much 35, 315, 75, 16s. Wild Peak Falcons, all terrains, which I've had them for a while now, and on the other cars, absolutely love them. Suspension is a Dobinson's, just a 2-inch heavy duty lift with, I don't know the actual type of shocks, but again Dobinson's, but perfect. They haven't done me wrong yet. Standard towing mirrors. What else? Up here, the Mark II Max Tracks. We got blue to match in with all our decals. Standard side steps. Moving along to the back. This canopy was already on it, but it was silver. So me and Matt from Oz Gypsies decided to give it a paint. We sandblasted it, etched it, and it turned up quite well, better than what we expected actually.
Give me one sec. And just on that note, I was dead against him painting it black, but once it was done, it looked much better.
The tray is, as you can see, there's a bit of a gap. It doesn't look quite as long as it should be. Well, because it's a 79 series tray. Keep everything small, light, that way we can't put a lot of crap on it and overweigh it. In here, in the gap here, just got the perfect spot for the shovel. Air horns. On top, we've got two 200 watt solar panels. And this is the Starlink, which you've probably seen later on. I'll give another run through at a later stage. Flat mount the Starlink, and it stays on 24/7, even while we're traveling. Perfect. Now the guy who designed this thought it through perfectly. So we've got, as you see, a couple of shelf compartments. So it's not that deep, but we'll get into that later. Just your little drawers with all your everyday things you get into. Got me tools there. Get one of them with one of these big cars. Heavy duty bloody impact gun. Much easier for the wheel nuts. Yeah, this is just the working area, I'd say. Tools, recovery equipment. Got the what do you call that? The
hammock.
That's the one. Thanks, Matt. The hammock. Just little bits and pieces, rags, boots for when we go hiking. And here I've set up a charging station for all the batteries and everything. 240 volt power, which is always on, which has USB in it, so I can charge whenever I need. Okay, one of the good things about this, the noise it makes, and to complement that, this bloody big, bloody huge exhaust. I think it's a 5-inch pipe with one muffler through. Gives a nice note.
I know what you're doing.
Anyway, keep going around here. Spare wheel, obviously, jerry can. Got the rock tamers. Now they've proved themselves perfectly. The caravan hasn't had a stone chip or anything up on the van itself. We do have rock guard on the van as well, but these stop the high rocks coming up absolutely brilliantly. Now, from the other side where it wasn't so deep, and I said the guy thought this through, he must have had a boat motor or something in here. I'm not sure, but I've got my airline and everything in here. If you do your own servicing, these are brilliant. And okay, so this can slide out, but because of the bolts for this 240 volt air compressor, because we had the room and I wasn't going to use that room in the back, well, why not put a good size air compressor in? And there's a few little spares in there as well, camp oven, the charcoal, and a good little added bonus to this canopy actually can jack off. So it has a little bit of storage underneath, which is, I've got a 60 litre water bladder there, and under here a couple of cheap Aldi sort of Max Track things, which I use to level the caravan up. Alright, we've got just a little floodlight up here, 240 volt outlet to power the Starlink. As you know, that's on 24/7, reverse camera and all that sort of stuff. Actually, there's another camera up there as well for using as a rear view mirror. Okay, round to the passenger side. Oh, there we go, net fell in. Okay. Should stay there, but it doesn't. Okay, when I got it, all it had was this MSA. Drop down slide. So what I did, I got the clear view pantry, got the Evercool fridge, which works brilliantly. I was going to go with the stand-up fridge, however, because of the depth in the back here and the wall, I'd have a void behind it. So just went with this, built a box around it. I've got a 30 litre gravity fed water tank in there. Another solar blanket if I need it. And this pantry is brilliant. Don't know if you've seen them before. Come out, bloody drawers everywhere. Slide out. Clear view cutlery set, which I actually won. I haven't got the stickers on here. For best 4x4 in a show near Esperance. Induction cooker, and have a look in here. It's a bit of a mess, but there's not much in there. All my soda stream flavours and stuff for cooking me brekkie. And you've probably seen it, the soda stream. That's screwed in to the bottom. Use that all the time. So instead of buying soft drinks or anything like that, mixes for your late night cordials, just use the soda stream water. It's easy. Just bring out your water bottle, shove it in. A little bit of leak, that's all right. I rushed it, and you got your bubbly water, and then you just add your flavour. Away you go. Or if you don't want bubbles, just add your flavour, and it's just like a cordial, no sugar. Perfect. Okay, the electrical system in here is back there. We've got an iTech 210 lithium. You can see you've got a Renogy 3000 watt inverter. There's also a kick-ass 700 watt inverter there. Now that's for that's on 24/7. That's to power the Starlink, and never had a drama with it at all. Oh, it also powers the charging station. So, and then we've got from the inverter, obviously your circuit breaker. Got a little power board here. All your switches. I'll run through them at night for you. On the passenger side, ARB 2.5 metre awning. That's I've actually surprisingly used that more than the 270 awning that I had on the other cars. OEM snorkel. Inside the back, tons of room. As you see, the seats are back, and a big adult can sit in there quite comfortably, even lay across the back if you want. Now also in here I've got a 140 litre water bladder, which when we go to remote places we just fill up, or even if we're parked up for a while like where we are now at a free camp or whatever, we can leave the van, go get some water and fill up again. Okay, in the front we have, again, bucket loads of room. These seats are so comfortable, and they're just like a lounge room. Now you can see here I've put in a King's fridge freezer. Now the center console did have a good container in there, but it was deep and huge, and you just wouldn't fill it up. If you put stuff in it, you'd lose stuff forever, just go into the void of nothingness. So I thought I'd put in a fridge freezer, just cut it in, and it fit perfectly, even with keeping the cup holders. Now also what we've got in here, I've set up a cable for Silv and the GoPro charger in here. This is an aftermarket stereo screen, does all the navies and stuff like that as well. I run the iCheck TPMS, the 10 system, which works brilliantly. Love that. Quad lock for the phone, dash cam, which also doubles as my speedo. The screen over there is for the reverse camera, and also the camera on the back of the van. Now, just a basic Uniden UHF. We have a transmission temperature gauge, which works brilliantly. I've never had it above, I think, 87. Although I do lie, did have it up to 93 the other day, because I forgot to change, driving along the sand, and I forgot to change into low, and we were hooking along soft sand in high range, and it got a bit warm, but never been above 93 apart from that. Now this little magic thing is for a tune. It's a jelly built American tune. It has 6 tunes. Whatever driving conditions you're doing, save fuel, extra power. It also changes the gear selection in the automatic. So we've got the first tune is for heavy duty towing. Never used that, because I reckon that's heavy duty American towing. You know what they tow with theirs. I tow with number 2, which is basic everyday towing. Number 3 is economy mode, so if you're just out driving along the country roads and everything, the gears change quicker, so in top gear. Number 4 is just everyday driving, so I dare say there's probably no tune in that anyway. Number 5 is street racing. That's fun, but what's even more fun is number 6, which is street drag. Now if you want black smoke, you see the American drag races with the diesels, it's pumping out smoke. Not good for the environment, but it's a lot of fun. 3 gauges here. Got the exhaust temperature, the boost, and this used to be the transmission temperature, but it doesn't need it anymore because of the other one. So I'll change that out for something one day. Let me know what you think I should change it out to. I can't work it out what to change that gauge to. Anyway, let's go under the bonnet. Okay, now for the business end. The big donk of a bloody power plant. 7.3 litres of high boost bloody power. That's nuts. Sounds like a tank, goes like a bloody truck. Matt calls it angry.
Very angry. Angriest car in Australia.
Okay, well, so you can see sound in here. It's bloody, can't really see much, but it is big. Got the big bloody pipes. There's a big turbo in the back there, Garrett turbo, which has been upgraded. Diff breathers, upgraded airbox. It has twin batteries at the front. That's purely so it's got enough cranking power to turn the engine over. I did have one that went, the other, just one battery didn't have enough to turn it over. What else have we got? Nothing much. The aircon and alternator has been changed. That was done before I got it. Now what else has been done to it? The transmission has been rebuilt, so it changes not only with the tune, but depending on what load you put on it, and it's been rebuilt so it can handle up to about 800 odd horsepower. So I don't think I'm gonna break it anytime soon. It's also got a deeper oil pan on it, extra 6 litres, which helps keep everything cool. What else is underneath? It has a 250 litre fuel tank. It hurts at the bowser when we fill up. However, don't have to fill up very often. I get about a 900k range, and I'm averaging about, what do you reckon? I'll tell you later. Per litres per 100. You'll be pleasantly surprised with the 7.3 litre. What else have we got? At the rear, the diff has got the rear diff's been has got a extra brace on it as well. Now, what else have we got? That's pretty much it. The the decals that we've put on, they were designed by a girl up in Sydney. What was her name? Minnie.
Oh, I can't remember. Sarah will know.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, she did a brilliant job. I'll actually put her details down in the description. But the actual decal put on, we got ours done by Online Signs down in Geelong. Brilliant guy, knew his stuff, about 15-20 years experience, and just couldn't do enough for us. He was brilliant. And with the colours and everything, I think they match in well with the van. That's why we wanted the blue to match in with the van as well. Everyone compliments on it. I see why we love it. So that's pretty much it. You've seen a lot of videos on the beaches and around the place that we've taken it. Has not missed a beat, one iota. We love the thing. Sylv loves it. She, you've seen her drive it as well. I've commented there's been times where I've had to look in the mirror to make sure the van was still there, and she said the same thing. It's just a brilliant car. It's, with the weight of the van, it's a 3.5 ton van. I mean, it's, the tail is not wagging the dog at all. It just purrs along brilliantly. If you can if you're looking at upgrading to a bigger car, get an older one of these. They're still affordable, and right off the bat, perfect. This thought, I've been saying we love it, etc. Just don't take my word for it. Self, come over and tell them what you think of the Effie.
The car. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's good. It's good. The suitcase and cargons. Yeah, now I'm used to it, and yeah.
What were the
I like
teething
it.
problems?
Just like a bit of water coming through
The windscreen.
the
Yes,
windscreen,
yes, that's
yeah.
right. I didn't find out till after. It's a common thing. The windscreen leaks a little bit, and it drips on the fuse box inside. Sends the electrics bonkers. As soon as you fix that, not a problem.
Yeah, yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm good.
All right, future John. All right, said I'd run through the switches and the lightings with you. Okay, one we've got on now is just a strip light under the door here, and we've got that one. It's for that wee light at the back, and then we have inside lights, which also does the other canopy door. I'll turn that one off, and we've got this one which rock lights, does both sides. You can just see down through there on the other side, and that one does the rock lights under the. Now I've got them set to red because apparently it helps keep the mice away. Whether it's true or not, in theory and research it says it does. So we do that, and if the time arises that we want to have a bit of a disco, we have this app which connect devices, and from there we can have a bit of a party. See, look at that. I'll turn this one off. There we go. the static green, blue, red, that one we had on, purple flash, put it back to static red. Earlier I said that for the fuel usage on the truck, now you'd think that it'd be up quite high if the size of the motor and everything, but when I'm hooking along at say 100 k's, even towing the van, I'm just pretty much idling at about 1800 RPM. So with that, I'm not going to be using too much fuel anyway with the size of the motor. So I'm getting around about the anywhere between the 19 to 24 litres per 100, which in my books is still pretty damn good towing a 3.5 tonne van and a heavy truck like this. So all in all, it weighs out pretty much the same, but no, to me I reckon it's a much better, because you got heaps more power, eliminated nearly all the hills in Australia, just power on through, and it doesn't even think twice. So yeah, anyway, with that, I hope you enjoyed the run around with the truck, and hope you enjoy many more adventures to come. Alrighty, it's dark now and bloody cold. Alright, hooroo.